Hello Stampin' friends and welcome. This is Dee Osburn. Today we are going to make this pretty little happy anniversary card, and we are going to be using the Dahlia Days stamp set and dies and the Elegantly Said Happy Anniversary stamp. So if you like this video as you go along, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave me a comment and a thumbs up, and I will make sure to respond back to everyone who comments to me. So let's look at what we're doing today. I have not glued this down yet, so let's take it apart and see what we need. Alright, so to start with, we need a piece of Blushing Bride cut at 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We're going to fold that in half, and we're going to use our bone folder to get a nice crisp fold there. Then you'll need a piece of no, it's not Whisper White. We don't have Whisper White anymore. You'll need a piece of basic white for the inside, cut at 5 1/4 by 4. You'll also need a piece of Bermuda Bay for your card front, cut at 5 1/4 by 4. So the white piece will go inside, the Bermuda Bay will go on the outside as your card front. And we're going to orient it this way. So we can go ahead and glue this piece down. So let's do that. Oopsie. Alright, so we're going to glue this piece to our card base. Alright, we're going to use the Detailed Dahlia's dies, and this is a great little die set. It comes with all of these dies to cut out the flowers and a sentiment, and it also comes with this beautiful die, and this is the one that we're going to use, this one and the tag one that we're going to use today. And isn't that spectacular? So we are going to cut out a piece of this glitter paper. Let me show you. This is the Supple Shimmer glitter paper. It comes in a pack of 2, and it has a, I'll open it and show you. It has this piece, which in the catalog shows it a lot darker. It's really more of a pool party kind of a look than it shows. And then it also comes with this pink piece. So we're going to use the Supple Shimmer cards, or what's it called? Supple Shimmer specialty paper. Okay, and I cut a piece at 6, because it's a 12 by 12 piece, so 6. I cut it in half at 6, and then I'm going to cut it in half by 6 again. Okay, so that's what I did for this piece. And that, when you get your 6 by 6 piece, you put it on here just like that. Now, I would do a couple of things. I think in retrospect, putting a piece of adhesive sheet on the back of this would have been a good idea. You don't have to do that. Obviously, I didn't, so I'll show you what to do if you don't. If you do, go ahead and put that on the back of here, and then when you cut it out, you can just peel off that adhesive and it'll stick right down. So, but the other thing that you should do is get a dryer sheet and put it underneath here, because then it will pull your die right off. When you pull this off and you pull this piece off, it'll stick to your dryer sheet, and most of these little pieces inside will come out. It'll be a lot easier to clean off. And one other thing that I like to do is put a piece of paper, a scrap piece of paper underneath, because it peels off a lot easier. You don't have to do that, but I do think that it peels off a little bit easier if you do that. Also, the dryer sheet will make your plate kind of sticky and gummy. So the piece of paper prevents that from happening. So a couple of different techniques that you can use to do that. So I went ahead and cut it out. And then after it was cut out, I cut it in half. So this will give me two of these, right? So I cut it in half. You get to choose which side you want. It doesn't really matter. So I am going to glue this on here. So I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to put some glue on the back of the larger pieces. And at the top, just a little bead so that the tops will stick. And of course along the bottom. And if it gushes out along the bottom, it's not going to matter because we're going to cover that up. So I'm just putting little dots here and there of glue so that it will stick nicely. Another technique that you can use is you can get a sponge and a silicone pad and just sponge that glue on there. Okay, so you have to be careful because you see how the glue got onto my paper, so I want to make sure I'm careful about that. All right, so let's bring in our card and let's go ahead and place this down. All right. And you know, it might take a minute for it to stick. And that's okay. If it doesn't stick down here right away or even at all, it doesn't matter because we're going to cover that. All right, so there we go. We have that glued down nicely now. Okay, so now we're going to take a piece of the blue foil. Actually, it's the Coastal Cabana foil that's in the Waves of the Ocean foil pack. And we're going to cut this at 5 1/4 by 2. 5 1/4 by 2. Okay, so we'll have one of those. And then we'll take a piece of Blushing Bride and we'll cut it at 5 1/4 by 1 3/4. Okay, and then what I did with this piece is I took out of the Dahlia Days stamp set, I took this flower and I stamped it with Blushing Bride. Now what I did was I inked it and I stamped off twice and then I stamped on. And then I inked and I stamped off twice and I stamped until I had my little piece completely full. Okay, and then we're going to glue that to our foil piece. So turn it over and we'll glue it down to our foil piece. Now be careful when you put this piece onto your foil, because when foil gets glue on it, it doesn't look very good. So put it right where you want it so you don't have to move it around much. Okay, and then let it sit because it will take a minute to dry because that foil is slippery, right? You want to have a little bit of that showing on both sides. We're going to let that dry. Then you're going to take a little scrap of white, of basic white, and you're going to get your Bermuda Bay ink, Bermuda Bay, and you're going to use this stamp, this tag stamp, and you're going to stamp it in Bermuda Bay, ink it up and stamp it. Now the thing that I noticed about this is that you have to be very careful to make sure that these lines are straight. And so one thing that I did was I kept this little piece that punches out and I kept the backing on it. And that way I can put it in there to make sure that it's straight and the way that the way that it should be. And then I just took it out because you don't want it in there when you stamp because, it might catch some ink and you don't want that. So take that out. So then you'll just ink it up and stamp, okay? Now, after I did that, I took the Elegantly Said stamp set and I took out the Happy Anniversary stamp and I stamped in Bermuda Bay, again, Bermuda Bay, I stamped the Happy Anniversary sentiment, okay? So here it is right here, and I stamped Happy Anniversary, okay? Now, this piece should be just about dry. Push it down, make sure, okay? And I'm going to take a piece of this Pool Party sheer ribbon. This was on the clearance rack. It might be gone, but I think a white ribbon would look just as beautiful. You could totally go either way. So get a ribbon, and we're going to put a glue dot on this side and a glue dot on this side. I apologize for clearing my throat so much. I think I'm getting a little cold, or it might just be allergies. I don't know. But anyway, it's kind of driving me crazy. All right, so we're gonna turn that around on that side, and we're gonna turn it around on this side so that it's attached at the back. Then we're gonna put some glue on there. I think I'm gonna go ahead and open up my new glue. I've been saying for the past few videos, oh, I need a new glue, I need a new glue. Well, okay, let's get a new glue. It's time. All right, here we go. Okay. And then we are going to turn this over and we're going to put it on our card. So you see what I mean by it doesn't matter if this is down or not. We're just going to cover that up. And I like to leave a little bit of that showing as well. So we're going to put it right like that. Make sure that we have it nice and straight. Okay. And then let that dry for a minute. It moved on me. Oops. Be careful, because this foil card, even on the other side, it you know, slips around pretty easily. So be careful, let it dry. All right, so we're almost done. We, after we stamped this, I took the die from the, what is it called again? Detailed Dahlia dies, and I cut this out. And you can see why it's so important that, besides that you want straight lines, why it's so important that when you stamp that you get those lines straight, because otherwise you're going to cut it out. I think that I will pop this up. So let's get some dimensionals. Now when you use up all your dimensionals and you have this edge piece, don't throw it away. Those are still good. All right, so just cut yourself off some of those little, let's see, I think I want 1, 2, I'll do 4. 1, 2, 3. To do that one, 3, 4. They make perfect little dimensionals. So you just peel them off. Now come back here and use them. And peel off both sides. And this is an older, I don't know if your dimensionals have done this to you, if you don't use them right away. I had some that I had put away and forgotten about, and then I pulled them out, and they're starting to stick on both sides, but they're still good. It just takes a little more work to pull them off, but they still are fine. So pull off both of those sides, and let's put our little happy anniversary right about here, I think. Oh, I love it. Then we're gonna take our bow. I took that Pool Party and I made a double bow, double looped bow, and I'm going to get my glue dots, and I'm going to put 2 glue dots on my bow. And I think I'm going to put my bow right here. I like it right there. Yeah, maybe up a little bit. Let's put it up a little bit. Come here. Just a touch. Okay. Oh, so pretty, yeah. All right, and then we're going to cut the tails. I'll go this way. Oh, yeah. That's what I like. Okay, now the last thing that we're going to do with this card is we are going to put some Rhinestone Basic jewels on here. And I don't know how many I'm going to put, but I know I want one right there. And I might just leave it at that. What do you think? Oops. Let's get you in frame here. There we go. What do you think? Leave me a comment and let me know. This was a fun card to make. My son and his wife's anniversary is coming up, and I thought, oh, this looks like a perfect card for them. So if you're watching, happy anniversary, Ben and Emily. If you have enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave me a comment, and I will be sure to comment back to you. If you would like to see all the product that is currently available, go to www.deebeststamping.stampinup.net, and all orders of $40 or more will receive a bonus gift from me. Everything that you need to make this card, including the dimensions and the links, will be listed in the description below. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I hope that you recreate this for someone special in your life. And I will see you next time. Come back and see me. Until next time.